first elected office. His first act as mayor saved the city some money. He declined to have a formal reception. To KCRA3 weather now. Violent thunderstorms spawning tornadoes across the south last night, leaving at least 3 people dead, 30 injured, and a line of destruction from Louisiana to Florida. NBC's Jacob Rascon is in Louisiana with a look at all the damage.
Behind me is what is left of Sugar Hill Mobile Home Park. More than 150 homes, now just piles of rubble, some of them thrown blocks from where they were originally. 2 people died here alone. More than 30 were hospitalized, 7 of those critical, and they have been searching for 3 people missing who may be trapped in the rubble.
A desperate search for survivors, hope nearly lost. Some 150 mobile homes ripped to shreds, trucks twisted like toys, a neighborhood wiped off the map. Dozens were injured, many of them pulled from the rubble, barely alive.
We're asking for calm from this area. We're asking for prayers. We need that. This community needs that.
Some 19 million people were at risk during round 1 of the massive winter storm, all the way to Pensacola, Florida, where this neighborhood took a direct hit.
We just held on to each other and said maybe we'll make it, maybe we won't.
There were overturned semi-trucks, a gutted Gold's Gym, and Thomas Howard, who watched a tornado blow right past him.
All at once we heard a loud noise. Woo!
Back in Convent, Louisiana, nobody is giving up yet.
And the search will resume for those 3 people still missing, and the cleanup will also begin as the severe weather threat moves east and northeast, producing more tornadoes and even blizzard conditions. I'm Jacob Rascon in southeast Louisiana. Back to you.
A lot of damage, and those storms are headed right now. And let's take a look at where that is with KCRA3 meteorologist Lynn Trong.
Thanks a lot, Lisa. Yeah, that big area of low pressure that brought severe weather and tornadoes in the south is now pushing on through the north of the south. As you can see, we do have some rain in the Washington and the Carolina areas, but notice to the west of the storm, we do have lots of snow in the Midwest and very windy conditions as well. A little bit of rain and snow mix up towards the northeast here. And this will continue throughout the day and into tomorrow. So we do have a thunderstorm watch still in place for Maryland, parts of Virginia and North Carolina through later on tonight. And then this should wind down mainly along the East Coast. Rain should wind down by tomorrow, but the Great Lakes still dealing with a lot of snow through tomorrow. But for your Friday's forecast, they are looking at improving conditions for that side of the country. But for us, we are looking at calmer conditions.
Yes, and speaking of our calmer conditions, seems like we've got another day of warm temperatures on hand. It's beautiful outside, Lynn.
And that's right, Lisa. Another gorgeous day here in Northern California. Temperatures already in the upper 60s, 67 degrees in Sacramento, 67 in Stockton, 67 degrees in Modesto, and Placerville, 63 degrees. Truckee and South Lake Tahoe currently in the lower 50s. And the winds will stay pretty light throughout the day as well, so very pleasant afternoon in store. As we take you through your day, temperatures warming up into the lower 70s by 3 o'clock, lots of sunshine by 6 p.m., 67 degrees, and by 8 p.m., very comfortable 54 degrees. So we still have sunny and warm weather, but we do have some changes coming up. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Lisa?
All right, Lynn, thank you. Still ahead here on the news at noon. A day at the park turns deadly for a Stockton police officer. We have some new details on the violent death and who is in custody this afternoon. Plus, more music in school, what one Northern California school district is doing to bring in more teachers with a tune. U.S. stocks are falling for a second day, but they recovered some of their earlier losses in afternoon trading. You can see the Dow Jones is down just 24 points right now. NASDAQ and S&P 500 are back up in positive territory. The Stockton Police Department is mourning the violent death of a retired police officer in a park. 75-year-old Lourdes Pepe Peterson was stabbed at Cortez Park about 10:45 in the morning. A man who saw Peterson being attacked tried to stop it, but the attacker pulled out a gun and shot him. Both men were taken to the hospital where Peterson later died. The Good Samaritan is expected to survive. Many officers on the force view Peterson as a mentor, including Chief Eric Jones.
He had this character about him where he was that definite old school cop, but he got that community connection. And the two of those together and having that gumshoe detective knack really made him an impressive person.
Suspect is 59-year-old Raphael Watts. Police caught him nearby shortly after it happened, and he was taken to the hospital suffering canine bites. Detectives are still working to determine a motive. A Bay Area man is under arrest accused of killing a car salesman during a test drive crash in Southern California. The salesman worked for this CarMax in Ontario. Investigators say the salesman and the driver were taking a Corvette for a test drive yesterday afternoon. Witnesses say the car appeared to be going very fast, and then the driver lost control. The 28-year-old driver, Alex Demetra of Union City, was arrested. He is charged with vehicular manslaughter and driving under the influence of drugs. Covering the world now, in Nepal, search crews have found the wreckage of a small plane that disappeared while flying in a mountainous area. The small Twin Otter plane took off from the city of Pokhara last night. It was headed to the town of Jomsom, considered to be a gateway for one of the most popular trekking routes in the Himalayas. The flight was only supposed to last for about 19 minutes in all, but contact was lost about 8 minutes after they took off. All 23 people on board died in that crash. Much needed aid is finally arriving in Fiji after a devastating cyclone. The Fijian government and international aid agencies began making those deliveries today to the remote areas. Tropical cyclone Winston hit the island nation over the weekend, causing widespread damage. The death toll has climbed to 42 people. Thousands of others are still in evacuation centers. Officials say Winston is the most powerful storm on record in the southern hemisphere. There's a lot of destruction there, and again, almost 50 people killed. Let's take a look at our weather now. We have another calm, beautiful day, but we are going to be getting some rain here.
Yeah, it looks like we can get some rain this weekend. Not a whole lot, but at least it's something to talk about.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Today. Yes, exactly. Let's take you outside right now. This is a gorgeous shot looking out towards, from Raleigh Field out towards the Tower Bridge. 67 degrees currently in Sacramento, so already temperatures are pretty warm out there. Sunny skies, very calm winds. As we take you to Stockton, 67 degrees under sunny skies, winds out of the east around 5 miles an hour. In Modesto, 67 degrees, so warm for you as well. Sunny skies, very calm winds. Head over towards Fairfield, 64 degrees, mostly sunny, winds out of the northeast at 9 miles per hour. And in South Lake Tahoe, another gorgeous day out there, 52 degrees currently under sunny skies, winds out of the northeast around 8 miles per hour. So very calm weather once again for today. So sunny skies this afternoon, warm temperatures this afternoon and into tomorrow. But on Friday, we do have a chance of maybe a few showers in the area, and then dry again this weekend, then chance again next week. As we take a look here on satellite radar, well, not a whole lot going on. We still have that big area of high pressure overhead, keeping us nice and dry for today and tomorrow. But we do have a couple of weather systems off to our west here, and it looks like we could bring us maybe a few drops later in the day on Friday, but not a whole lot expected, obviously. Here on Futurecast, as we take you through the night, it's going to be a calm night, a clear night, and tomorrow we're looking at plenty of sunshine once again, and it looks like tomorrow will be the warmest day of the week, and then a little more cloud cover on Friday, then chance of maybe a few spotty showers, mainly to the north, but some of that could drop into our region. So we're looking at more clouds for Friday, chance of maybe a few spotty showers, and Saturday we're looking at dry conditions once again. But for today, sunny and warm conditions across Northern California. In the Sierras, temperatures topping out into the 50s, 58 degrees in Arnold, 57 degrees in Yosemite, and 54 degrees in South Lake Tahoe. In the foothills, another beautiful day, lots of sunshine, winds on the light side, temperatures warming up near 70 degrees, 67 degrees in Angels Camp, 68 degrees in Sonora, and 68 degrees in Placerville. Auburn coming in at 67 degrees. In the Bay Area, beautiful day, winds a little stronger out of the northeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. San Francisco 72 degrees in Concord, and Antioch coming in at 71. In the valley, plenty of sunshine for today. Temperatures in the lower 70s, 72 degrees in Stockton, 70 degrees in Lodi. Davis coming in at 70 degrees, 73 degrees in Sacramento, and 71 degrees in Roseville. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Plenty of sun once again for your Thursday. It's going to be warm, high temperature of 75 degrees. Our average is 64, so temperatures have been well above average for this time of year. On Friday, more cloud cover, a little cooler, 72, chance of maybe a few showers. Dry again this weekend. Saturday, 70 degrees, 68 degrees on Sunday, and then Monday, chance of some showers, and then Tuesday, we're dry. Lisa?
Wow, looks like it's going to be another gorgeous weekend. All right, thank you. Well, still ahead, the sound of change. How a mysterious donation is helping a Northern California school start a marching band for the first time in 30 years. first time in 30 years, Richmond High School in Contra Costa County now has a marching band, and it's thanks to a mysterious donation. The band members have something to sing about. An anonymous donor gave the school $60,000. With the money, the band bought 42 new instruments. Many of the students come from low-income and single-parent families and say joining the band helps them forget their struggles. Until last week, students were sharing instruments at practice. They say they now have a renewed sense of pride and motivation to work harder.
When I play my instrument, it feels like I'm speaking, like my soul is speaking, actually, and it just feels amazing.
What I like most about being in a band is being a part of something big.
What a powerful thing. The band's next performance will be Friday night at Richmond High for a Black History Month celebration. It's great for those kids. Well, after years of belt tightening and cutbacks at school districts across California, city schools in Roseville are finding a unique challenge. As KCRA 3's Mike DeSalle explains, the challenge involves finding the very teachers that once were a staple in school when many of us were growing up.
When I asked Jackson Irvine how important learning music is at his middle school, well, he almost couldn't.
More than I could probably express in words.
But fellow 8th grader Hope Hinkle did say that music has been key to coping with the stress of being a teen, growing up, and finding your way in middle school.
When I'm playing my instrument or playing music or listening to this type of music, it's kind of like a stress reliever.
1, 2, 3. And both did readily agree with their music teacher that learning to play an instrument helps students to become better thinkers in all of their subjects.
I think it has a huge impact.
Sometimes I have to memorize it, and when you memorize music, it helps you think deep inside your brain, recall those thoughts. That helps you in math, that helps you in science, history, to recall those thoughts for a test.
And that leads us to the good news and the bad news. The good news is that the Roseville City School District has just approved expanding its middle school music program to its elementary schools, kindergarten through 5th grade. The bad news is that after years of belt tightening and cutbacks in school districts across California, finding 7 new music teachers isn't easy.
Easy is not the word I would use, no.
So that is why, if you are a music teacher watching this right now, the Roseville City School District hopes this tune is music to your ears. In Roseville with the Cooley Middle School Jazz Band.
And myself.